Well, hello again. The last time we were here, it was early April, and we were just finishing our winter pruning. And now you can see how the plants have developed. We're now in the process of finishing off midsummer pruning, and we will see in a minute what happens if you don't do the pruning. This is how the vineyard should look. It's all those wires I was talking about in the earlier video. You can see how they've cinched all, and they're holding them together in a nice wall so the grapes can be exposed to the sun. Okay, so now we're going to go along and see what Julian's doing, one of the people that helped me out in the vineyard, and to show to you what happens if you don't do the summer pruning and how big the vines can get and how wild they will grow. And also you have the danger of having far too much growth and not enough power going into the grapes. So you get lots of leaves but no grapes. Hello! Right, we've now moved over to the new plantation, which was done in April 2007. So these plants are 3 years younger than the other plants. Hence, some of them haven't grown to the same size as the other ones. And if we look up the row here, on the left-hand side, you can see the results of summer pruning. On the right-hand side, you can see what happens if you don't do summer pruning. Now, here you can see grape flowers. Right? These little white sticks are actually the flowers. Now these should have developed into grapes like we've seen before, but unfortunately this area got hit by frost, so we had secondary budding and these will not turn into fruit, but that's just to show you what it looks like. And here you can see 2 rows that haven't been pruned, and you can see what happens. They're coming together, and they would eventually join up, and the tendrils will bind them together, and you'll get a complete solid mass down there. So not only have you got too much growth, you can't get the tractor up, you can't get the pickers up, you can't get anything up. Right, I shall now attempt to demonstrate to you how you get control of these lovely plants. Right, what we want to do is we want to trim them off at the top, at basically as far as I can reach, feed them in between these 2 wires, if necessary between these 2 wires, and then pull the wires together. So here we go. So the easiest way to tuck it in is to take it off at the right height. And remember, all this growth started from those bare sticks you saw in April. Right, make sure there's nothing out on the other side, which there is. Through. Go on to the next one. You see, this one is fallen out completely, it's hanging down like that. And again, find the height, chop it off, stick it under. Stick all these in, it's a side shoot. And the same as this one. And you can imagine this is quite a tiring task when you've got over 5,000 to do. Of course, on big vineyards, when they've got tens of thousands, they have machines to do this. Right, pull this one through, put that one under, take it off. Through. Right, you can actually be quite brutal with them when at this height, because they snap off, you're only losing a bit of shoot. But if you have shoots down here, dangling down there, they've got the grapes on and they will snap off, so you have to be very careful with them. And if you see something like that, check it's got no grapes on it, then it can go, because it's not going to make anything. So let's tuck that in. Put that in, and put that in. Check on the other side. There is one here. Goes in there. one below, and then there's one here. And then you get these little clips out and pinch the wires together. It makes it more stable. Now, although this looks a terrible mess, they will sort themselves out. Yeah. The secondary benefit of using these clips is it stops them sliding out. And there you have it. And hopefully you'll agree with me that this section looks better than the one below it or the one above it. If you didn't prune, apart from that they fall down and can break, and as I said, you get too many leaves, so you don't force the grapes. What will eventually happen, as I said, is these tendrils here, well, you can see it there, they link together, and these will link together. You ending up with a complete wall, well, a solid vineyard of vegetation. So we're walking to the top now. Now this part of the vineyard is noticeably warmer than the bottom part, and so things develop more rapidly here, and we don't get any frost up here. And we'll walk up the top, go round, and then we can see the rest of the vineyard and show you how it looks. See, this is what can happen. The whole thing has just fallen down. And we have 3 rows left to do. Right, we're now at the top of the vineyard, rather obviously. And one of the things you can see, if you look at the plants, it's windy today. And if you didn't have the wire supports on it, everything would be just lying on the ground. So though it's an expensive pain to put the stuff up and maintain it, it is absolutely vital. And if we walk along here, you can see how the grapes have developed at the top. There they are. And what you're looking for is nice open bunches, because as the grapes get bigger they squeeze on each other. If they squeeze too much they burst. If they burst you can get disease in them. And this is a very, very good crop. I'm very happy with this. If everything comes through, no disasters or anything like that, this will be our best harvest ever, by about double. Fingers crossed. This is a windy day. These have been all tucked away very nicely only about 4 days ago, but because of the strength of the wind they've blown out. So that's why you continuously have to be in the vineyard at this time of year, going around and putting things back. Get a clip out. And hopefully they'll stay in now. Right, we'll now go and walk down through the Pinot Noir so I can see how it's going. Can't put these away because they're too short, so we have to wait probably a week and then come back and do them. As you look down the road, see under the vines you have some weeds growing. So once we finish the pruning, the next thing will be to weed kill. This is to allow the plants to grow, and also disease can jump from the weeds to the plant. We do this by hand. It's all looking very good. What I'm looking for is signs of disease, which I haven't seen any yet. You get black, grey spots on the grapes, and you get like oil spots on the back or on both sides of the leaves, depending which disease it is. Lots of lots and lots of grapes. I'm going to take away a leaf and look in my book to see if it's all right. There are worse places to be on a summer's day. As I walk through, I'm not pretending to prune everything, but you see odd things and so on. Another thing you have to be wary of is things called water shoots, things that come out at the bottom of the plant, and when you weed kill, you'll get the weed killer on the leaf and that can damage the plant. And here you can start to see some of the late buds because of the frost. And you see how far we are from the end of the vineyard. This is about the height of the frost this year, whereas last year we lost 50%, which was depressing. And then after harvest we start all over again. So hopefully in 6 to 8 weeks' time we will get several tons of grapes. Let's not that then. Well, it's not that. Well, that's good news. It doesn't appear to be either of the mildews. It looks more like it might be a nutritional problem. Paranoid. Worried too much. They're my little babies.